Let's see this example. Find the total amount generated when 1000 rupees is invested over a period of 1 year at a rate of 10% per annum, and the interest is being compounded annually. So that is the first question. And the second question is the interest is being compounded half yearly, and next question is the interest is being compounded quarterly, and the interest is being compounded monthly. So here how to solve it is, I'll just tell you the general concept, and then we shall even see these examples. Again we shall see how the concept is applicable. Now if you assume that you are going to invest, let us say P, an amount of P. Okay, assume that you are going to invest an amount of P, and it is compounded regularly, and we don't know how much it is, right? So let us say in a given period of time for which your investment is there, let us say it got compounded 3 times. So what does it mean? I think it got compounded 2 times here, right? Okay, 1 time here and then 1 time here. Okay, so from here to here there is interest. Okay, here. Let us say it got compounded 3 times here. Okay, so which means from here to here you are going to produce one interest, and from here to here again, and from here to here again. Now assume that the rate at which it is growing is R over this period, and again the rate at which it is growing is R, and again the rate at which it is growing is R. Assume that we have 3 time periods and the rate is R, and the interest is compounded regularly for those time periods, right? Now what happens is, in case of compound interest, or in case of any interest, see, when when an amount is growing by % of R, we are going to write like this, isn't it? P into 1 plus R by 100, right? See, if there is a value x, if it is going to grow by 50%, how are you going to write it? X plus x into 50 by 100, isn't it? If x is growing by 50%, this is the meaning of it, right? So what is it? If you pull out x into 1 plus 50 by 100, isn't it? Similarly, if the principal is going to grow by a rate of R%, then it is going to be P into 1 plus R by 100 is the final answer, right here. So by this time it is going to be this amount. Now in case of compound interest, what happens is, this entire amount is going to be the new principal, right? And again this entire amount has to grow by R%. So you can assume that this entire value is some k. If you assume that this entire value is some k, then by this time that value is going to be k into 1 plus R by 100, isn't it? Now in place of k you substitute this, then what happens? By the time you reach here, it is going to be P into 1 plus R by 100, in place of k I am substituting it, into 1 plus R by 100. Therefore it is going to be P into 1 plus R by 100 whole square. Got it? Therefore by this time it is going to be P into 1 plus R by 100 whole square. So this entire term is nothing but P into 1 plus R by 1 plus R by 100 whole square. Let's assume that this number is L. Okay. Now from here to here again L is going to grow by a rate of R%. Therefore it has to be L into 1 plus R by 100, right? And what is L? L we have to substitute it. So it is nothing but P into 1 plus R by 100 whole square into 1 plus R by 100. So it is going to be P into 1 plus R by 100 whole cube. Therefore you need not worry about when is it being compounded and what is the rate. You just try to take the entire time period and just see how many parts you can get in that based on when the interest is being compounded. Got it? So if you say that the entire time period is 1 year and the interest is being compounded every 4 months, right? Then 4, 4, 4, 3 parts will be there, right? And then you need not worry about those 4 months. Just compute what is the rate of interest for those 4 months and you can substitute there. Therefore, in order to solve all these questions, the generic formula is going to be P into 1 plus the rate of interest per slot, let us say, right? The rate of interest per slot. So how are you computing this slot? The slot is being computed based on when the interest is being compounded, right? Rate of interest per slot divided by 100 whole power number of slots. Got it? Now this is the actual formula it should be. If you directly write it as P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power T, and if you say that this is the rate of interest per years and this is the number of years, you will never understand, you will never be able to solve some questions where the interest is being compounded differently, right? So the actual formula has to be this. So what is it? P into 1 plus rate per slot divided by 100 whole per number of slots. Okay, now let's see all these questions in the light of that formula. Okay, fine. Now let's try to solve this example in the light of that formula. So what is it? We have to take the total period and then see how many slots are there and then find out the interest per slot. Now if you observe the first one, the interest is being compounded annually is given. So what does it mean? Okay, one more thing is, what is the total amount of time? So they have given that the amount is invested for 1 year. So therefore the total time is 1 year. Okay, and what is the total rate? The rate is given as 10% per annum. Therefore the total rate is 10%. For 1 year it is 10%, right? Now you try to divide both of them into slots. What? The year also into slots, which means the given time into slots, and also the interest is also rate per slot. Okay, now if you see the first one, the interest is being compounded annually. So how to divide into slots? Depending on when the interest is being computed. Since it is given as computed annually, right, so there is only 1 year, and if you try to divide into slots of 1 year, you will get only one slot, right? Therefore 10% is the total interest and the number of slots is 1. So what happens if you invest a amount of P, it will just become P into 1 plus R by 100. That's it, isn't it? So P into 1 plus, what is the rate per the entire slot? We have only one slot. What is the rate for it? 10 by 100 into number of slots is 1. Or it is as good as saying that you have given some money and it has grown by 10%. Therefore what is it? 1/10% of P. Got it? Okay, in the next one, the interest is being compounded half yearly. So we have total of, let's say for the next question, we have a total of 1 year. In this 1 year, interest is being taken every 6 months. So how many slots you get? 2 slots, right? So one slot is 6 months and another slot is 6 months. Now what is the interest per slot? If the total interest is 10% and if it has to be divided over 2 slots, you are going to get 5% here and 5% here, isn't it? Therefore the interest per slot is 5 and the number of slots is 2. So just substitute there. So what is it? P into 1 plus 5 by 100 whole square. So what is 5? The interest per slot. What is 2? Number of slots. And what should be P? 1000. You substitute 1000, right? Now if you want to see how it happened, now since it is going to grow at a rate of 10% for 1 year, it is going to grow at a rate of 5% per 6 months. So therefore if you invest a money of P and if it is going to grow by 5%, by this time it reaches here, it is going to be P into 1 plus 5 by 100, isn't it? Now this entire amount, which means your principal as well as the interest, this entire amount is again going to grow by 5%, right? So if you assume that this entire amount is K, this K is going to grow by 5%. Therefore what happens here? K into 1 plus 5 by 100. Got it? Now you substitute the value of K there. Then P into 1 plus 5 by 100 is nothing but you are going to get the same one. Got it? So next one is, the interest is being compounded quarterly. Quarterly means we have a total time period of 1 year and you have to divide it into quarters, right? Quarters means 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, right? And now each part you have to find out the interest. If for the entire time period, if it is 10%, then what is the interest per part? It is going to be 2.5, 2.5, 2.5 and 2.5, right? Therefore there are 4 slots, each slot is having 2.5 interest. So what will be the amount? The amount equal to P into 1 plus 2.5 by 100 whole power 4, where this one is interest per slot and this is the number of slots. Got it? Now P is going to be 1000 in this case. And again, if you want to see how it happened, you can just do the same thing. If you invest P, it is going to, by the time it is going to reach here, it is going to be P into 1 plus 2.5 by 100. By the time it reaches here, P into 1 plus 2.5 by 100 whole square. whole cube, whole power 4. That is why I got it here. Got it? Now what about the next one? The interest is being computed monthly. So what you should do is take the interest per month. So divide the total 1 year into slots of 1 month each. Therefore you are going to get a total of 12 slots, and the interest per slot is, if for 1 year the interest is 10, then for 1 month it is going to be 10 by 12. Got it? So this is the interest, or this is the rate, and this is the number of slots. Therefore the total amount is going to be P into 1 plus 10 by 12 by 100 whole power 12. Got it? So that is how you are supposed to solve it. So the generic method is find out the total amount of time for which the amount is invested, and find out when it is going to get compounded, and depending on this time period divide the time slots and find out number of slots, and also find out what is the rate per slot. Once you get these two numbers, you can directly substitute here. Okay, fine.
Hi, if you are planning to do masters, then doing masters abroad is better than doing masters in India. I'll give you all the reasons. So, first reason is, out of 1 lakh students who take GATE every year, there are only 500 seats in old IITs. So all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%, and IITs, universities better than IITs, they have very good acceptance rate like 30%, 40%, but all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%. And if you are working hard to get into IIT Bombay's ranking is 177 and IIT Roorkey's ranking is 400. If you are happy to get into IIT Roorkey, then getting into universities better than IIT Roorkey is easier compared to getting into IIT Roorkey. And looking at the salaries for computer science, for software jobs, if you have done your masters in computer science in US, the salaries are ranging from 80 lakhs per year to 1.2 crore per year. So even if you take an average of 1 crore per year, your savings will be much higher than the salaries in India. After taxes and your cost of living, you can easily save 40 to 50 lakhs per year. And in India, the maximum jobs that you get is around 30 lakhs. So your savings will be much greater than the salaries in India. And these are all the services that we provide. University shortlisting. So depending on your profile, we will shortlist what are the universities that you have to apply, and statement of purpose building, and then LOR guidance, and GRE and English test assistance, and education loan assistance. So you don't have to have any collateral, which means without any security, now you can get education loan. Getting education loan is very simple these days, and whatever the amount of fee that you have a range of universities. You can apply for 10 lakh universities, 20 lakh universities, or 50 lakh universities. But whatever it is, you are going to get complete education loan, and you can pay off your education loan in 1 year after you get a job. And then we do visa assistance, mock visa interviews, and then connecting with the university alumni. So now you might ask why we should join Game of Visas. So the answer is, we have 90% success rate, 99% success rate. And these are all the destinations that we guide the students to. So we guide students to any country that you want to go. So now it is not just USA. We guide to UK, Germany, Australia, Canada. So we guide students to all the countries. We work with all the destinations. And if you are interested in going abroad, you have to just drop us a message on this WhatsApp number 9494 555 454. Okay, thank you.